Mariah, I love you, and I desperately need your help. Please don't abandon me like this. Mariah, I love you, and I desperately need your help. Please don't abandon me like this. Mariah, I love you, and I desperately need your help. Please don't abandon me like this.
Mariah Carey's estranged sister, Alison, harbored hopes of mending her fractured relationship with her famous younger sibling, even as she lay on her deathbed. David Baker, Alison's friend and healthcare proxy, revealed that Alison had been in hospice care at her apartment in Coxsackie, New York, just 24 miles from Albany, for the past month. Despite knowing Alison was critically ill, Mariah never reached out to her, according to Baker. He shared with DailyMail.com that while Alison was deeply hurt by the way she was treated by both Mariah and their mother, she still wished she could have had a final conversation with her sister. On Monday, Mariah announced that both her mother, Patricia, and Alison had passed away. In a statement to People, Mariah expressed her heartbreak over losing her mother and revealed that Alison died on the same day. "My heart is broken that I've lost my mother this past weekend," Mariah said. "Sadly, in a tragic turn of events, my sister lost her life on the same day." She added that she felt blessed to have spent the last week with her mother before she passed and thanked everyone for their love, support, and respect for her privacy during this difficult time. Baker confirmed that Mariah never called Alison during her time in hospice. However, Alison's 4 adult children did visit her in Coxsackie over the past month. Mariah had previously been open about her estrangement from Alison, who had struggled with drug addiction for many years. In her 2020 memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, Mariah referred to Alison as her ex-sister and accused her of trying to introduce her to drugs, as well as inflicting third-degree burns on her when she was a child. Mariah wrote, "When I was 12 years old, my sister drugged me with Valium, offered me a pinky nail full of cocaine, and tried to sell me out to a pimp." She explained that the trauma she endured led her to often say, "I'm eternally 12," as she was still dealing with the impact of those experiences. Mariah said she ultimately decided to cut Alison out of her life to avoid being an enabler. According to Baker, the estrangement was profoundly painful for Alison. He said, "It stung because Mariah called Alison her ex-sister. She used to babysit and take care of Mariah. When that came out, she couldn't believe that Mariah had done that because she already was not talking to her, but then she kicks Alison in the teeth while she was already down." Alison had battled drug addiction and worked as a prostitute in New York to make ends meet. She was diagnosed with HIV in 1990, although Baker questioned the accuracy of this diagnosis. Alison continued to struggle with addiction and was arrested in 2016 in Saugerties, New York, for alleged prostitution. Baker revealed that Alison did not die from cancer or HIV. He declined to disclose the specific cause of death but confirmed that Alison died early Saturday morning due to internal organ failure. He found Alison unresponsive at about midnight on Saturday, and a nurse confirmed that the 63-year-old had passed away. Baker mentioned that Alison had been given medications to keep her comfortable and showed no signs of distress or pain. He also noted that Alison's 4 children had visited her a few weeks before her death. In a poignant 2016 interview with DailyMail.com, Alison made a heartfelt plea to Mariah for financial support as she struggled with health issues following a violent home invasion in 2015 that left her with brain damage. Since the attack, Alison had been in and out of the hospital. "Mariah, I love you, I desperately need your help," she implored her sister. "Please don't abandon me like this." Despite these pleas, Mariah remained estranged from Alison. Baker, who had been Alison's healthcare advocate and proxy for 9 years, said that Alison had been sober for over 3 years, but her health continued to deteriorate. Before moving into her apartment in upstate New York, Alison had been living in a facility where she was undergoing physical rehabilitation. Alison often wondered if Mariah would ever reach out to her, particularly in the final weeks of her life. According to Baker, Alison was barely conscious during her last 2 weeks. Baker criticized Mariah's response to the deaths of her mother and sister, saying the statement was self-centered. "It was awful because it was just all about her," he remarked. "In her eyes, it's all about Mariah and never anyone else. If she would have cared about her, she would have talked to Alison when she knew she was dying. It's how Mariah has been for a very long time. She will do anything to get attention and is always looking for publicity." Mariah had also been estranged from her mother, Patricia, at one point. In her memoir, Mariah suggested that her mother's jealousy of her success contributed to the tension in their relationship. "That jealousy comes with the territory of success, but when the person is your mother, and the jealousy is revealed at such a tender age, it's particularly painful," she wrote. Patricia had been living in a senior care facility in West Palm Beach after Mariah sold the home she had bought for her in Westchester County, New York, in the 1990s. Despite their rocky relationship, Patricia appeared alongside Mariah in Christmas specials, while Mariah remained estranged from her siblings. Alison and Mariah's older brother, Morgan, had both taken legal action against Mariah, accusing her of making cruel and outrageous allegations in her memoir. Morgan revealed in a 2016 interview with DailyMail.com that Alison had inherited $1.6 million from their father, Alfred Carey, who died in 2002. While a trust fund was established for Alison's children, Alison continued to struggle with significant medical expenses. Morgan claimed that Alison had squandered the rest of the inheritance on her drug addiction. Baker acknowledged that Alison was honest about her struggles but still hoped to reconcile with her family, especially Mariah. Alison was a very intelligent and very sensitive person who had a really rough time in her life, Baker said. "She had a lot of obstacles in her life starting from when she was very young, and I don't think most people could go through something like that and not be affected." Mariah called her an ex-sister, which was a nasty thing to say, and Alison never got over that. She continued to dismiss her, as if there was something she could do to change that. No matter what, she will always be her sister. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.